What is good, YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you 5 ways to make your music sound djent, or more aptly put, modern metal. So if you happen to click on this video and you don't know what djent is, it is a genre of progressive metal focused on tight rhythmic guitar playing. This kind of music got very popular in early 2010 with bands like Periphery, Veil Maya, and Born of Osiris. Today, it is arguably one of the most popular genres of metal. So before I get into the 5 ways to make your music sound more djent, I'm going to show you a track I wrote and recorded using the 5 methods I'm about to explain. So I have my Studio One project open here, and the track sounds like this. So the first way we can make our music sound more modern metal or more djent is by using a low-tuned instrument. You can do this on a 6-string, a 7-string, or 8-string. Use the tunings like drop D, drop C, drop E, or like I did on this song, I used drop E on an 8-string guitar. And like a wise man once said, it's not about the amount of strings you have, it's how you use them. Now the next method on this list is guitar tone. Now I've made a video on how to get a good djent or modern metal guitar tone on the Line 6 Helix. For this track, I use Neural DSP Nolly and just use one of the presets. And the guitars by themselves just sound like this. So, the gist of a good modern metal guitar tone is a overdrive pedal into a noise gate into a high gain amplifier, and then just kind of set the settings, the taste from there. Now, the next way we're going to make our music sound even more modern metal or djent is to have pristine cleans. Now, for these cleans, you want to use a lot of extended chords, like 9 chords or 11 chords. For this song, I use Guitar Pro to kind of write the song, and the chords I have are an E minor add 9, a C major 7 add 11, and then the next chord after that is a C major over B, which is kind of bringing in a little bit of dissonance. And then I have an E minor 11. Then the next chord I have is a D sharp major 9 chord because I wanted to bring something in that's not really within the key. And then end on an E minor add 9. And the cleans sound like this. And now the 4th method on how we're going to make our music sound even more djent or modern metal is kind of with the phrasing of the guitars. Now, and the way I did this is I went into Guitar Pro and wrote an 11 beat kind of phrase. So my phrase goes all the way up to here to this rest, and then it starts repeating right there. Now, the reason I did this is because the phrase then goes over each bar line, and it's going to be uneven on the last time through. So then I have it restarting again on the 4th beat of there, so it's getting pushed back a little bit every time. And then with the drums holding down at the count, it makes it sound much more complicated than it actually is. And to spice it up even more, I would change little things which each time through. So the first time I had this percussion-y kind of part. The second time I had this slide up to the 8 and then just as open. And then the third time, I had the chords kind of slightly change right there with a different kind of chug chord. And then the last time I kept it the same. This is to kind of give it more variety and also just make it sound more complicated than it actually is. And now our 5th and final way we can make our music sound even more modern metal is with a good, clean production. Now, one of the best things that come out of the rise of djent is the focus on recording. A lot of at-home artists really started to hone their craft into creating the best sounds possible with what they had at their disposal. There are plenty of fantastic resources on YouTube to learn how to properly mix and master your music. So now I'm going to show you how this sounds without all my mixing and mastering. This is without. So in that recording, there's not a lot of space for all the other instruments to really kind of breathe. Things sound kind of dull, and it just kind of sounds like everything's kind of playing over each other. So now I'm going to turn everything back on so you can really hear the difference in that. And that does it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do all that YouTube stuff below for me, and I'll catch you on the next one.